Howdy, howdy. Frosty510 here. Welcome back to Ark Raiders, and I got a simple question. Are you going on the expedition? And if so, is this your first expedition or your second expedition, depending on when you jumped on the game? Maybe you weren't ready for the first one, or you didn't feel like it, or didn't think it was worthwhile? Are you going on the second one? So, I am going, and I think it's really important to do that. I'll explain why, of course, but I haven't even bothered to. I've got catch-up skill points I could get, but I'm not too worried about them. I don't feel like the skill tree has that much of a bearing on my enjoyment. For one, security breach is the only thing I'm interested in. So, like, whenever I start again, I just get stamina straight away to max. 5 and 5 there. That's beautiful. And then you just grab crafting. I mean, crafting is really nice. Travel Tinkerer is probably one of the best perks in the game for me. And then security breach. Everything else is irrelevant. Or just very minor things. Like on this side of the tree, I'm grabbing faster breaches, but it doesn't make much of a difference. And then quieter breaches. And then I've just grabbed these couple ones because I'm like, whatever. So I don't even get to max level or anything. I don't grind the XP or anything like that. Being a expedition player, having gone on the first expedition and now the second, it means you play less. Over the months in between expeditions, I don't play as much. I play like in a burst. So after the first expedition, I played for, week and a half, 2 weeks, got the next one ready, and then I stopped. Played other games, did other things, and then just before we depart, I made sure that I, cleared at least the basic money thing, and then grabbed an extra 300k to get one more skill point. But then apart from that, I just sort of sit on what I've got, and just sort of sit on what little I've got. Because one of the things the expedition does for me is that it does provide a cycle. So you go in, you have your little burst of interest in the game again. Oh, I've got to get all this. I've got nothing. I've got to get something. I've got to fill up my stash. Upgrade my stash. Upgrade my workbenches. I don't do the quests. I do not even worry about the quests at all. They don't bother me in the slightest. I don't worry about trials either. If there's something pops up that makes sense, like something easy, then yeah, maybe I'll do it.
Wait, what's that?
But apart from that, no, I'm not worried about them at all. Not concerned. Not concerned about any of that. The only thing that matters to me when it comes to doing expedition, though, the reward that matters to me is just stash space. So scrappy materials is fine, not a big deal. XP boost does matter. It does help. Repair, a little bit. I don't really worry about it. I don't use purple weapons at all consistently because I just can't be bothered with repairing them, and losing them feels more annoying, and I don't like it. So I mostly just use blue weapons, green weapons, anvils. Love anvils. Vendittas are great. I like a Torrente, just go into Stellamontis and then get yourself shot. El Toro's obviously the superior PvP weapon. Bollettas are nice though. Like a Boletta can actually do really well. Silencer on Bollettas actually, and extended mag's pretty nice. El Toro's just super strong. I don't use snap hooks. I have used guitars and just played guitars and just walked around. And I've got wolf packs here, but I didn't have the wolf pack. The losing all your blueprints is totally fine. I think one of the things that is a bit overblown is people being a bit upset about losing their ability to craft things. Whilst, like, I don't even have anvil blueprint this run. I generally don't craft any weapons. The only thing I'll craft is like attachments, like silencers, because I like the silencer. I won't fully kit out any weapon. I don't create any of these. Or any of these. I think for the most part, I just can't be bothered to craft a lot of things. So I collect a whole bunch of resources and I don't craft anything. The first before the first expedition, I got Wolfpack Blueprint early, and then I used that a lot to complete objectives, to do the workbenches, to do everything, and I, had a good time with it. But now, of course, they've changed the Rocketeer driver. I'm not worried about it. It doesn't exist anymore for me, unless I find one. But even then, I'll probably just won't even use it because it's worth 6k. I don't use trigger nades. I don't do that. That's just whatever. I don't care. Don't use deadlines. The only thing I'd make is secret grenades. I think secret grenades are great value for resources, and they're, you can take down Rocketeers, you take down anything with secret grenades. He's made 15 of them. Target one thing and you got it. So you got a Pharaoh, you do your damage, you're all good. I've killed many bastions with Pharaohs. Just position yourself well. Hope no one else jumps up on you, and you're all good. So I'm able to craft things. I do have resources, but I just don't. In general, don't craft things. Like, I would never craft a snap hook, basically. Never. Because it's 2 power rods, and that's just stupid. Because I have to craft power rods. It's like, oh, stuff that. I feel like everything sort of flows with the crafting, that you need the materials beforehand, and, the different ranks and stuff like that. Different tier materials. And I find that generally, the snowballing effect, if you need this to this to this, I just don't bother engaging with it. So, yeah, I'm very much basic. So I just run, looting mark 1, light shield, Pharaoh is great. If I find an anvil, I'll just run the anvil, and just with heavy ammo, I don't mind keeping like a fireball burner, and then just like throwing some fire on. Fire is great. Like, blaze grenades are really good, particularly on bastions, slow moving arc, big arc, and even on Rocketeers if you get them on a good spot, you can do a lot of damage. Just get some basic bandages. Always arc power cells. Always collecting arc power cells, and keeping it very, very simple, because I like, if I play solo, new events really nice. Hurricane, you can just go to caches, or you can do. I just do night raids, or just Stellar Montes, good PvP stuff, and I really like Spaceport. I think there's some great spots in Spaceport for good cash, and I don't mind just playing with randoms in groups of 3. So, I'm pretty cruisy when it comes to that. But having said that, I still don't play the game consistently, week after week after week. I'm playing a bunch of different games, and I think I keep it somewhat short and sweet with Arc Raiders. I don't play every day. I have like a couple weeks after Expedition, and then I stop. And I think I'll continue to do that going forward, unless the game changes in a way that they can sort of, I don't know, make it more interesting. I think quests are I find them particularly boring. Trials I find boring. I still think the game is fantastic, and I do enjoy, every run I jump in, you don't know what's going to happen. It's different every time. I like playing with random people, and they have their mics on, they talk about all sorts of things, their lives and stuff like that, and I think that's interesting, and I help people out, try and bring a key card and open up something, and maybe we get some good loot. I think the game itself is in a really good state, but the background progression, questing, and all that stuff, it obviously needs work. Whether they can actually achieve something that's more addictive, I don't know. I mean, that's probably the goal, isn't it, with the live service game, is always to create player engagement and reinforce behaviors they want to actually reinforce. So the tricky part for them is trying to encourage, PvE and PvP at the same time. But that's a delicate balance that's Embark's just got to figure out. But back to Expedition. I mean, it's still primary focus here, but I think it really, really feels good when you do the reset and you have nothing, but you have one thing. You lose your weapons, your blueprints, and your workbenches, but you keep your knowledge. And your knowledge is the most important thing. The things you learned while playing the game stand you in good stead going forward. You get things faster, you get everything back, you get what you need, and you realize what you need as you go through these resets. And for me, I don't need a hell of a lot. I don't need to upgrade weapons. Upgrading weapons, I think, is a major waste of time. But, feel free to do whatever makes you happy. That's the thing I'm just trying to say, how I perceive the game and what I enjoy and don't enjoy. And it's just get a couple things, couple weapons, just jump in. I usually don't have this many weapons, but because we're close to Expedition, I thought I'd keep a couple. Otherwise I would just sell them. I wouldn't hold purples because there's no point because I don't use them. Like, why would I go into a match with a hole cracker unless, like, if it's a matriarch and I'm trying to, like, help out or something. But even then, you just get shot before you can get there. So, but, there's the risks. You can't have the rewards without the risk, but sometimes I do feel like the big problem with Expedition is that once you're locked in, once you hit your money requirements, I feel like I'm discouraged from playing because if I lose stuff, I will lose, tens of thousands of value from my stash, which means that I could drop, closer to the margin. And I don't like that at all. One change I would make, I think I would not have stash value and I would just have coins. So the only thing that matters is your coins. So you don't have to worry about inventory value. Inventory value, I think, is a detriment to the game and discourages people from just using what they have and having fun with it before they lose it with the reset. I would instantly change that if I was Embark. I'd be like, no, inventory value, throw that in the bin. I think it's a disincentive to play the game and to use the things you've collected, and it's actively discouraging me from using my weapons, which I'd otherwise be like, whatever. Now I'm like, oh, it has value, which means I can't use it. Could just get over it, risk it for the biscuit, but nah, that's just how I think. That's just how I feel. But are you? Yes, you. Are you going on Expedition 2? Have you signed up for Departure? And do you also think that when you sign up for Departure, it should just leave, not wait 5 days? What the hell is that? That's so stupid. It's so stupid. I was like, oh no, I do like a stream, and I've got to get to the 3 million by the end of the stream, because that's when the timer was hitting 0. And then I'm like, oh, I'm just short. I checked the timer, and it's got 5 days. I'm like, wow, there goes all the tension. It's so silly. It's so silly, but we'll see. We'll see how they change it going forward. I'm not worried about skill points. I know, whatever. The other thing is, what else do you do with money if you don't have Expedition to reset it? What do you do with it? What can you do with it? Buy your daily stuff at the traders? I think we need probably more upgrading the traders. More depth in terms of you can invest your money into them. Maybe you can create new stores. Create your own store. Other players can see your stuff and buy it from you, so then we can get rid of the third-party RMT. Which, again, I know I heard a good theory about Hurricane being a competitive element to that with the Tempest Blueprint stuff. Possible, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I do feel like it is an issue. It happens in, a lot of games, but I do think real money trading is not good. Even if it's like, people saving their time using money, I would equate it to paying someone else to play the game for you. It's kind of like, what's the point of that? You already bought the game. If this was a free game, nah, even then, I don't think it's good. I don't think there's any. I don't agree with trading blueprints or handing them off to a friend and then getting them back. It doesn't entirely defeat the point of the Expedition, but it does take away a bit of its value in that the reset is the point. And if you sort of circumvent that by giving your stuff to your friend and then they give you the stuff back, it's kind of like, yeah, I just don't think that's particularly fun. A good long-term behavior, because I feel like, that said, if you play the game way more than I do, which is, you constantly logging in, maybe the reset isn't for you. Maybe you don't need that. You've got that constant engagement in the game and you don't feel that sort of burnout or sameness at times. But yeah, what do you think? You going? You going? It's a simple thing. Just answer the question in the comments. You going? Are you interested? I mean, it is stacking the buffs. I hope they continue to stack. I'm a little bit worried that they won't. But extra stash space is such a huge thing for me. I'm at 292. I'm going to cross the 300 mark, which would be fantastic. But like, if scrappy materials can get up to like, 18, 24%, and then up to 30%, it'll make a big difference. Constant money generation, repair costs. I mean, I'd take durability loss over repair costs, in all honesty. XP boost does matter, so that getting up to like 20% actually would be really, really, really handy, particularly just early on when you're grinding those levels back. Yeah, it's a weird game at times, Arc Raiders, but I think weird in the sense that I think it can be even more than what it is right now. But it may just be they need to refresh the whole quest system or give us more agency in Speranza, maybe. Or just pretend agency, like gambling. You just add I mean, that's all you need to do. You just add gambling, because we've got heaps of coin. Just have it, we can gamble, and if you win, you get like items or more coins or something. Like, gamble for cred. Gamble 100,000 coin for 5 cred or something silly. And people who got so much can do that. Or get more than that, or like Speranza horse racing. Or slots. I don't know. Things that are just like, or an in-game mini-game sort of thing. Like we have like a Gwent or a triple triad, or things like that. Those are the clever little things that could work. You get Sudoku puzzles. I mean, there's little stuff that isn't terribly taxing to add, is what I'm suggesting. Not, full in-game walking around stuff. I know we talked about that, but I think... Look at Scrappy's hat. I gotta get bloody sell of that. I think there's something... There's more. I think there's more. I think the game can develop in a way that's even more interesting. I know new maps will be a big thing. So we got the... on the coastal one, the Tries one, and we got the Volcano Rise with the crater or not. See where the crater is? Just near the volcano. We'll see. They'll come out, obviously, eventually. Will it be enough? I mean, the game's going to be... This game's pretty strong. Base is pretty strong. If you're on the fence and you're thinking, do you want to, even try out Arc Raiders, I'd highly suggest giving it a go. And it's only going to get better. And you'll have, negative experiences because it's an online game and that happens. But at the same time, you can have really positive experiences as well. It's all down to luck at times, or just when you play or what servers you're on, what time of day you're on. But I'm going. My character is going on this expedition, and then I'll make it. I do a completely different style character. We'll get the fit. They fixed it. It was showing the cool version, but now it's back to its normal self. Bit of a disappointment there. But, we'll get it. Yeah. Tell me what you think. You going? You not going? I'm going. I'm committed. I'll be getting... I'm very much interested in having massive stash space. Like, if they doubled stash space to 600, I'd be so happy. Because my problem is always stash anxiety, gear fear, mostly just stash anxiety. The problem I have is I go into a match, I get downed, I lose everything, I come back and I have more in my stash. Like, I don't know how that works. Every time. My stash is over full. And the stash overfilling is the biggest pain in the ass in this game. The biggest problem I have is just managing stash. And it's always the same, you know, what do you keep, what you don't keep. But then I got sorts of stuff I could keep, that I could craft, but then I don't craft, but then I do craft, and I could craft. I'm shocking with that. So it drives me up the wall. So I need more stash. I remember when bloody Fallout 76 first came out. Shocking tiny stash. And then they fixed it. So it got a lot bigger. It took a bit of time, but if they can sort it out, surely, and there are other issues, like a personality in a multiplayer online game and all that sort of stuff, and the catered single player experiences. But yeah, I think Embark can just double stash space and make me happy. They probably won't. What would make you happy if what they were to do, or how they change expeditions? What would make you go on an expedition if you're like, oh, I don't want to lose my stuff? What rewards would do it for you? Like a permanent hatch key that you can't lose or something. Maybe. Nah, you don't want items that don't never go away, do you? I don't know. Bloody good game though. We'll see what happens going forward, how they change things. Hopefully for the better. You never know. I'm about to say, you can never overestimate. Developers can do some funny things when they just look at numbers and don't look at people's experiences in a holistic manner. And they lose sight. It's so easy to lose sight of what people's experiences really are. It takes a lot of effort to really capture what it is that people are struggling with and what they need to fix, and as opposed to just looking at what's used the most. They gotta look at why. But that should be intuitive, because again, they play their own games, surely. Alright. This has been Frosty510 yapping about Expedition 2. Arc Raiders. We're going somewhere. Where does our character go? Who knows? Does it matter? Maybe. Does Scrappy come with us? Yes. Surely. Because we get a new Scrappy every time. And a new Scrappy is more powerful. And we're leveling up the Scrappy. We'll get the Scrappy skill tree soon. More skill trees? Alright, catch you next time. Bye-bye. See ya. See you on the next expedition, Podule. Podule? See you then.